Hey guys, it's Rodimus Primal. I am back with another video. And my last video, I talked about the MCU and what Phase 4 was going to look like because of what happened at San Diego Comic-Con. And now this article just drops, and I'm pretty mad. I'm pretty mad. And the thing is that it's kind of something that I have been talking about in my past couple of videos when it comes down to the MCU and why Phase 4 really is starting to look like it's gonna just either gonna alienate people, or it's just straight up going to, like, I don't know, it's gonna implode or something. But you know, because we've got somebody who clearly does not care about comic books and wants people who like comic books to not go see their movies. So I'm gonna talk about this. So sit back, relax, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Let's get into this. So, I said in my last video that I was excited about the Black Widow movie. Now, the Black Widow movie is a long time coming. It's something that people have... I have wanted to see it since Age of Ultron. When you started seeing flashbacks of Black Widow, I wanted to know more about the relationship between Black Widow and Hawkeye. Granted, anybody can go off and read the comics, but I wanted to see it on the big screen. I wanted to see this character get her own solo movie because the character deserves it. And Scarlett Johansson's been a great actress in the role. The problem is that we have moved and shifted from people who care about comic books trying to make movies to people who literally do not care about comic books and want people who like comic books not to go see their movies when it's based upon a comic book character. I mean, let's put it this way. If Hunger Games, people are all into those books, we're told by the director, the screenwriter, if you like the book, don't go see my movie because I'm not going to follow the book. Granted that the Hunger Games, there are a lot of things that they left out, but imagine the screenwriter actually turned around and did that and told you that we are literally changing it because we want you to be mad, because we don't want you to go see it, we want the mass audience to see it. No, you want everyone to see your movie, right? Not this one. Not this one. Black Widow writer Jack Schaefer isn't scared to make the fanboys mad on Inverse, which I can't believe, like, an article is actually written and actually titled this. Like, this is... oh, gosh. So I'm gonna read some of this article for you guys so you can kind of see what I'm talking about and get an idea, why I'm I'm angry about this. In May 2010, the release of charming and offbeat sci-fi rom-com timer fulfilled Jack Schaefer's dream of becoming a feature film director. Little did Schaefer know that the movie that topped the U.S. box office that same weekend, Iron Man 2, featured the big screen debut of a character whose solo movie she would be writing 8 years later. Wow, this is very telling. For a franchise that would be making waves in the pop culture landscape like nothing before it, Schaefer has a bold vision for superhero movies for the coming decade. More sympathetic villains, less glamorization of weaponry, and stronger representation of marginalized voices. What? To comic book movie fans who prefer ultra-violent shootouts, 100% evil villains, and casts that look like they did a decade or two ago, Schaefer says, I'm not interested in adhering to comic canon that is discriminatory. I can't even say this word without even want to just vomit out of my mouth in any way that violates my values system. Okay, why are you writing this then? Why are you writing this? I don't want to follow comic canon that goes against my value system. Then why are you writing this movie? Then I found out some more about her. I found out a little bit more. Here it even says, she was part of the screenwriting process for Captain Marvel, which was known for completely removing elements from the comic books and changing them from the comic books in order to match this woman's values. Now, I don't care, who she is. I really don't. I want to see Scarlett Johansson's character, the Black Widow, portrayed like she's supposed to be, and I want to see her backstory told like it's supposed to be from the comic books. Because Natasha Romanoff has a lot of story that's interesting. We want to know about this character. She's been a strong character since we first saw her in Iron Man 2, since we saw her in Avengers, in all the Avengers movies, until what happened at the end of Endgame. Now, I'm going to get into some Endgame spoilers. Yes, Black Widow dies at the end of Endgame. And that's the reason why I said this movie should have come out way before Infinity War. It should have come out after Age of Ultron. Really, honestly, because it takes place after Civil War. And, the Marvel Studios hired Schaefer to write the script for Black Widow, the long-awaited film from Natasha Romanoff, the USSR-born super spy dreamt up by Stan Lee in the late 1960s, and this movie's coming out in May next year. Now, that's the thing. I took a look at what the movie Timer. I've never heard of this movie Timer before. And it turns out it was her directorial debut, and the movie only made like $46 million at the box office that weekend. So this woman has a bone to pick with Marvel. And now she's hired to write for Marvel's movies. And it turns out also, as we found out, that she's also writing the Wanda Vision TV show that's going to be on Disney+. So now not only you ruined Captain Marvel, you ruined Marvel. Not only are you going to ruin Natasha Romanoff, so you're going to take the character that we really, really like that we saw, but you're going to take another character that we like that I really like and think that deserves more screen time, and that's Wanda. That's Scarlet Witch. She's having her TV show up in 2021, and this woman is writing for her. Now, mind you, what else has this woman wrote? So I decided to look it up. What has this woman wrote? She wrote, let's see, The Hustle, which just came out, and Olaf's Frozen Adventure. Now, Olaf's Frozen Adventure, my daughter loves it. It's great. So that goes to show you that she can write kids' stories. She seems to have wrote another movie, which is The Hustle, this movie with Anne Hathaway and what is it, Rainn Wilson? What's her name? Rebel Wilson. Sorry, Rebel Wilson. I saw the trailer for this movie and I was like, I don't want to see this movie. I really don't want to see this movie. It looks terrible. And I'm sure, based upon what critics have thought about it, it wasn't a good movie. So, can she write? Yeah. Sure, she could write some good stuff, maybe for kids, but handling superheroes. Here it even says, and this is the statement right here that I want to read you, that goes to show you that this woman should not be working for Marvel. I wasn't a huge superhero movie fan before starting work at Marvel, but now I'm doing it, and there's so much opportunity to make a big positive statements. Especially something like Captain Marvel and Black Widow, to have these female-centered stories, I just cannot be involved in that. Okay. I understand that we want to have female writers writing good stories for these characters. And it's understandable that some people are not going to be fans of superhero movies. But for God's sakes, if you're going to be writing about these characters, there's going to be reason why people are going to get angry about the fact that you're not following canon. I talked about this with Joker, and about the fact that the director pretty much stated, I'm not following comics at all. Like, this is just about some guy who becomes a Joker. I talked about this, and so it really doesn't matter if it's a female character or male character, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you're writing for a character that deserves to be treated a certain way, and you're not treating that character well at all, I don't know. You know, you have Captain Marvel, which is another character that you had your hands in, where you completely changed the character of Marvel. You did things to the character of Monica Rambeau that honestly should have fired you from Marvel, because Marvel should have turned around and went, you don't do that to that character. I'm sorry, but no. Monica Rambeau is someone who's leader of the Avengers. Like, you don't go off and completely, you know, alter her character to the point of, like, now she looks up to Carol Danvers? Like, what? No, she was her own character. Her family was so important to her life. And if you're a fan of the comic books, this is the thing. If you're a fan of the comic books, it's going to be, you know... And here's a statement that she made. When people react with hate, it saddens me. I think it's a shame. But that's not where I want to put my energy. I'm not interested in the loud, sour grapes voices. Oh, so in other words... the people who read comic books, who have invested in comic books, and I mean invested is that they've spent so much of their time and energy and they read these books, they have like a sense of ownership with it. In fact, Stan Lee, when he wrote the comic books, this is the statements he made. He made statements like, yeah, it's like people have a sense of ownership because they can write to me and I respond to them. And it's kind of feel like we're part of the community of Marvel, and, you know, we're all part of that. You know, you read, you know, it was Stan's soapbox, or, you know, different, you know, the letters page basically at the end of a comic book. And people would write in letters and they would answer questions with each other and have discussions. And then, you know, at the time, it was even back when it was still at the newsstands before you can go to a comic book store. This person doesn't even read comic books. So clearly she doesn't care about the character. It's that she's just basically told that, like, you need to write for this character. Here is some information you can kind of read up on. And she's basically said, like, I'm not going to adhere to this stuff. Like, I'm not going to add this stuff in. I'm not going to add, like, no. If you gave me reins to write, if you gave me the honor, and I hate to say this, I have to say it this way, if you gave me the honor of writing a screenplay for a movie, then I'm going to try my best to make that movie good, you know, and follow the source material enough that you feel like a sense of, like, this person really truly cared about the source material enough to make the story good. Even if I never read the source material before and I was tasked with doing so, I would say I want to make it good for the fans as well as for, you know, people like the general audiences. And that's how I feel about any of these movies. And now you've basically told me you don't, you know, I don't really care if you go see my movie, because I'm not interested in that. So if you're not interested in me seeing Black Widow, then I won't go see it. And it's sad because I wanted to see it. Now you told me I shouldn't go see it. All right, I'm not going to go see it. But here's my thing that I think what's going to end up happening with this movie. People are going to go see it anyway because Black Widow deserves to have her own solo movie. She deserves it. Her character absolutely 100% deserves it. And people are going to go see it anyway. And that's going to be unfortunate because you've got somebody writing it who doesn't really care and has, you know, negative things to say about it, and has basically told you that she doesn't want you to go see her movie. You didn't go see her movie Timer when she had her directorial debut. And so she has a bone to pick with Natasha Romanoff. Well, I don't know. I already said that I wasn't excited for about Phase 4. You've just given me reason not to go see this movie, and that's sad. I'm probably going to end up seeing it when it comes out, like on a streaming service or something like that, or rent it for like $2 because I'm not going to spend full price to go see this movie in theaters. It's just it, and it's sad because I wanted to see this movie. But I don't know what you guys think. Like, what do you think about, like, not following to canon at all? and just basically taking characters and saying, I don't really care about the characters. This is kind of the same reason why me as a Transformers fan has been mad about the fact that Michael Bay didn't care about Transformers and he directed Transformers. It's the same thing. You know, are you just as angry when they don't follow source material at all and they just rip apart, you know, the character and make the character completely different, even from the movie's canons itself? I think it's wrong. But I want to know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like this video, be sure to thumbs up and subscribe. Check out my other videos as well. I've got this channel and my main channel, of course. And I've got more non-Transformers stuff going to be coming up on this channel pretty soon. So stay tuned for all that. And as always, guys, until next time, till all are one.